Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood hybrid here. Just joking. Well, that kind of gives it away what this next one is, character-wise at least. If you can't tell by the image, it is Ultimate Spider-Man, and not just any Ultimate Spider-Man, but the current Ultimate Spider-Man, which is Miles Morales. So, very interesting character. Kind of a lot to talk about at the same time, not a lot, because he is very popular, and he's a great character and a great series, I must say as well. So, do the intro really quick, and then we'll begin. Alright guys, this is Hybrid, and yeah, so if the picture looks a little bit weird, it's because I had to Photoshop the red aspects of it, because I had one, but it looked kind of pink, and I was like, his costume's not pink and black, it's red and black. So, changed it around, and there we go. So that's his, like, spider emblem. It's pretty cool, it's different. I will admit, when I first heard about the character, I thought he was going to be the ultimate Scarlet Spider due to the fact that his costume just had red and black in it. I didn't think they would make him full on Ultimate Spider-Man. So, I kind of judged it at first, but all in all, it's a great character. Let's get a little overview of him before we get to his origin. Now, his real name is Miles Morales. Now, take note here, his mom is Puerto Rican, and his dad is black. So he is a minority and a superhero. Supposedly it's a big deal. I don't think it should be a big deal because, why should it be a big deal that a minority is a superhero? That should be accepted in general. No one should make a big deal out of that. Like, it's good and all, and I'm half black personally, so obviously having a half black Spider-Man is awesome, but a lot of people seem to forget he's half black and half Latino. It's not just one or the other, he's both. So people should start acknowledging that, I think, because especially if his name is taken more from the Puerto Rican aspect, that, you know, there's a reason for that. It's to say, hey, this character is this, not just this. He's supposed to represent, what the world is now, which is for the most part a big cultural blend. But that's enough about talking about him and his name. His powers: superhuman strength, speed, senses, reflexes, durability, agility, camouflage, wall crawling, and venom blast, aka venom sting. They give it various names, they change it around. Spider sense is included with the superhuman senses, so don't think I forgot about that, because I didn't. Now his equipment is web shooters, weaknesses: powerful opponents, forces, firearms, and he's also inexperienced. So his inexperience is a weakness as well. Now let's get to his origin, and we'll obviously get back to all of these things later in more detail. For Miles Morales, he is essentially a kid from Brooklyn. Now, he comes from a working class family, so it's not like super rich or anything. Living in New York post-ultimatum. So this is very interesting. It's a different point of view because, his dad, for example, his dad hates mutants, which is why he didn't tell his dad that he has powers. Also, just a lot of the people he hangs out with either think mutants are like this cool rad thing or this evil, demons and all this other stuff. So it's a very interesting aspect. He's also 13 years old, so keep that note. This is before the time jump too. I know there's a time jump coming. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this now, before they add on a bunch of other things that I have to cover. So this is Hybrid being lazy. So during a lottery, though, he's selected to go to a private school called Brooklyn Visions Academy, which is pretty cool. It's like a boarding school, I think that's the proper term. But afterwards, he goes to visit his uncle, and his uncle Aaron, who is secretly the ultimate version of Prowler, so he's a thief. One of the things he stole, or not stolen by purpose, but accidentally stole, was an Oz-injected spider. If that sounds familiar, that's the same type of spider that bit Peter Parker, except for this is a different test subject. So this one bites Miles, causes him to foam in the mouth and pass out. So I wrote experience a foam. Just keep note, that means he started foaming in his mouth, kind of like he was having a seizure, but not really. And eventually the spider goes away, buries itself, and dies. Now when he wakes up, he realizes he gained superhuman abilities. Now he tells his best friend Gank, who's this funny chubby Asian dude. He's like the comic relief of the series, essentially. And Gank thinks Miles should be a hero. He's like, dude, you have powers. Spider-Man is no, or there is a Spider-Man, because at this time Spider-Man is not dead yet. He's like, there's a Spider-Man. Why don't you go be Spider-Man with him? But Miles is like, no, I just want a normal life. And, there's already another Spider-Man. Why should I be Spider-Man? So it's very interesting. I love the fact that, if anyone were to get powers, usually they're like, oh, sweet, powers. Like, perfect example, Alpha. He loved it. He kind of became obsessed with it. But Miles, on the other hand, and I think this is mostly due to him being in a post-ultimatum setting, he doesn't want powers because all he knows is that people with powers bring trouble, essentially. That's the main viewpoint, especially when his dad is so anti-mutant. Later on, the Sinister Six attack Peter Parker's home in Queens, infamous for Death of Spider-Man story arc in the Ultimate line, ended with Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 160, I believe. He sees all of this with Electro. Electro is what he used to track down the location because he actually had a precognitive dream about Electro, and it's very interesting actually. Like, kind of connects with the spider sense in a way. But Miles goes, but he arrives too late, as Peter dies as soon as he gets there. So Miles kind of feels responsible. Once he's at Peter Parker's funeral, talks to Gwen Stacy. And Gwen Stacy pretty much tells Miles that Peter Parker lived by a code, great power, great responsibility, that his uncle told him, and that inspired Miles Morales to become the new Spider-Man. Now, his first costume was a makeshift costume. It's actually very interesting. You can see it on the picture here, with Spider-Woman standing above him, kind of pissed. But his first conflict was against someone called the Kangaroo, which he defeated with his Venom Blast. Because when people see Spider-Man, they don't think, oh, camouflage, Venom Blast, etc. They just think about the typical, oh, wall crawling, agility, strength, speed. And later on, though, he runs into Spider-Woman, who essentially takes him into S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, while he's at S.H.I.E.L.D., Nick Fury questions him a bit about how he got his abilities, which, is kind of natural. Like, what else would you expect? Except for during this, Electro awakes from his kind of coma-esque state, kind of sedated state, where he's in the same S.H.I.E.L.D. facility as Miles. So he's attacking agents, and Miles ends up fighting Electro and defeats him using a combination of his camouflage and Venom Blast. So I'll get more into what that camouflage and Venom Blast is later, but that's all you need to know is Venom Blast is a very effective tool against an opponent. Even an opponent that has electrical abilities, or is supposedly covered in electricity. Now, I'm impressed with how Miles defeated Electro. Nick Fury gives him a costume. I'm not gonna lie, I love this costume. I think it's cooler than what Spider-Man had before, honestly. The only thing I wish they had on here, as kind of like a homage, so to speak, to the traditional Spider-Man costume, is if they gave him like red or black, or I don't care if it's white, underarm webbing. That would be amazing. Like, I know they're not going to, because it doesn't look all slim and new and modern, but at the same time, that's a cool part of the Spider-Man costume. Like, when you like Spectacular Spider-Man, one of the reasons I love the character designs is because they gave him underarm webbing. And for Amazing Spider-Man 2, I was hoping they would do that, but they didn't. But back to Miles Morales. So once Miles got the costume, he technically officially became the all-new Spider-Man. So there you see him in the picture, after he got his costume on, him happily soaring through the sky, so to speak. Now let's get into his powers. Now, he has more powers than Peter Parker, which you could say is because he's younger than Peter Parker. Also, but it really stems from the fact that he got bitten by a different spider. Now, superhuman strength, he can lift a few tons. As you can see in the picture all the way to the left, he's lifting a police car and he throws it. That takes a lot of strength, because last time I checked, you just can't pick up a car and throw it. Also, superhuman speed and reflexes and agility, all that kind of goes together in a way. That is shown in the middle picture, where he's defeating a bunch of Hydra people very, very quickly, while also using the web shooters in combination with it, which is pretty cool. Then also we have superhuman senses. That goes with spider sense, warns him of danger. It has been shown kind of that his spider sense might be more enhanced than Peter Parker's, as in the whole Electro thing. He might be able to see some threats before they happen, to like a varying degree, like a few days. So that's interesting. They haven't really shown that much again, but maybe we'll come back later. I'm really curious on how much enhanced his spider sense really is, because in comics they don't. So far they've shown it and they've kind of forgotten about it, and then they've showed it and they kind of forgot about it. So I would like some more consistency slash explanation in the future at least. Now durability, he could take heavy duty forces. He got kicked by Kangaroo pretty much through a glass plated window. Like, that takes a lot of durability right there. Also, when he was during the whole reconstruction slash United We Stand slash Divided We Fall storyline, he was participating in the big battle with the Ultimates, and he got flown really high up on a War Machine model and fell down and survived. So another test of his durability, he took a very, very high fall at a very, very fast speed pretty well. Also got slammed by Giant Woman one time and survived that. So all in all, I'd say his durability is pretty good. Now camouflage. You can kind of see it on the right picture. I chose that one because it shows it, but it doesn't show it all the way. Now with camouflage, he could turn all the way, quote unquote, invisible, but it's a mood related power because it's shown when he's like scared. The camouflage kind of appears, but he's been shown to control that now, so it's not just an uncontrollable power. So it's all interesting. It's a pretty cool move. He'll probably use it in the future for more stealthy missions, and we've seen him use it like when the police show up and they attack him for no reason, even though he wasn't to blame for anything. He just kind of goes far away and uses his camouflage to basically go incognito and be free. So then we have wall crawling. I don't think I really need to explain this. He can stick to surfaces. There we go. Now the Venom Blast or Venom Sting. I believe it's a bioelectric surge he sends from his body, which causes a temporary paralysis on the target. And it's been shown to paralyze and also knock out people. So that's why I think it's a bioelectric surge. All in all, they don't explain it that much, but that's how I see it, and that's how I'm going to tell you guys about it, because also when Miles did the Venom Blast, it affected the shocker gauntlets that his uncle was wearing. It wouldn't affect the gauntlets unless it had some sort of electrical basis to it. Therefore, that's why I'm thinking it's some sort of bioelectric blast or surge coming from Miles. And sorry if my voice sounds weird. I don't know, my voice has been like fluctuating for some reason today. Now equipment. The only equipment he has at this moment is Peter Parker's modified web shooters, which he got from Aunt May. Now I say modified web shooters because these are the web shooters that Tony Stark gave Peter Parker for his 18th birthday. So it's not the original ones, it's a modified version. And as you can see in the picture, that's how it was when he got it. We have a few extra web cartridges, we have the formula for the web shooter fluid, and we have the web shooters themselves. So all in all, pretty cool. I'm surprised though they didn't mention maintenance, because I'm pretty sure this web shooters is somewhat delicate, but who knows, maybe we'll see that in the future as well. And we go to the last slide. I know I'm kind of going through these quickly. I'm sorry if I'm going through it too fast. But we have weaknesses. Miles is, he has relatively common weaknesses. Like, a lot of people have weaknesses to powerful opponents and forces. Also, firearms like bullets. And an experience is a big one, exclusively really for Miles, because he has no training and he hasn't been Spider-Man for that long, really. So it'd be different if maybe he's been Spider-Man, like Peter Parker was Spider-Man for a couple years, so he had the experience aspect. But luckily Miles is pretty well off considering he has speed, durability, strength, spider sense, camouflage, Venom Blast. So all in all, he has a lot of edges to make up for his inexperience and etc. So as you can see in the left picture, that's him getting rammed by the Rhino. He ends up going flying, by the way, after that. So it's another case of, powerful opponents. That's a weakness. Like, Miles, if it wasn't for Captain America, really, Miles couldn't have been killed by the Rhino, because the Rhino is really powerful. Like, I know a lot of people like to underestimate the Rhino, but he is really powerful and not an opponent to really mess with, honestly, especially if you're inexperienced like Miles. Also, we see on the right picture, bullets slash firearms. That's Miles getting shot at. Now, he doesn't get hit, but he dodges it. And that's just a testament. I just put that picture there to give you an idea of the fact that, he's not bulletproof. He wants to dodge bullets. He doesn't want to get hit by a bullet. all in all, that's that for that. That's it for Ultimate Spider-Man pretty much. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I gave you guys good, information about the character. I highly recommend, I cannot say this enough, highly recommend you guys read Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, or Ultimate Comics All New Spider-Man, whatever they call it, because it's a solid series. It's one of my favorite series from Marvel right now. One of the best series I read in general for comics. So I cannot say how much I love it enough. I haven't given the issues, I think, a rating below an 8, I'd say, in recent memory. So that's just a testament to how good it is. Currently, as of me recording this, Venom is the main focus, the new Venom, as they've kind of solicited it as. So I recommend you guys check it out. This is Hybrid. Please subscribe, comment, and like. And I'll see you guys later.